gang, welcome back to the channel. It's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft here with my 60-second process video I'm excited to share with you. This one I made using a bunch of random scraps from Echo Park and Photo Play. It was a paper, or I guess a kit that I put together purchasing stuff at the Stampin' Scrapbook Expo, and I just had a couple like random bits and pieces left and I wanted to use them instead of throw them away. So I created this page. I actually didn't have a photo for it at the time, but I just I wanted to use what I had left over, and I figured I would just add a photo at the end when the time was right, when I ended up getting a photo that I liked. So the things that I cut out right there were actually from the branding strips. And the the Echo Park ones are the long strips, the long solid color strips. And then the Photo Play ones that you see there are a little bit shorter, which is fine. And they feature the pattern papers that are in the collection. So here I'm just trying to figure out kind of where I want everything to go. Sometimes I do things a little bit differently. I will kind of lay everything out, get everything exactly where I want it, and then adhere it. And sometimes I just kind of adhere as I go. It depends on my mood. I don't know which way you guys work, or if you find one way to be easier than the other. Again, it just sort of depends on how I'm feeling, if I really want to commit to doing something one way or not. So here, well, I guess I should tell you what I did first on that background. I sprayed it with some Lindy's Stamp Gang Flat Fabio Spray in Hibiscus Rose. It's a really cool pink color. I was trying to, well, I guess I had an idea in my head of where I was going to put things, so I tried to spray around where I was planning on putting things. I think I may have actually kind of put things in place prior to spraying, and then what you're seeing is me trying to remember where I wanted everything after the spray had dried. And then if you order photos from Shutterfly, you always get like a cover card, and it's 4x6, and you can use that. I use them for covering up photos if I'm gonna do some spraying. There it is. I'm gonna do some spraying like after I've adhered stuff down, just to protect the photo, or you can use it as a stand-in for your photo. So here I'm saying I'm gonna have a 4x6 photo there. I don't know what the photo is going to be yet, but hopefully I will end up getting one that fits with the sentiment. So there was a cut apart card. I think it was 3x4 maybe, and it said lucky, 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 but I didn't really like the way it looked against the white, because the pattern behind the words was striped and there was white in that, and it just didn't really pop. So eventually I am going to do something which I will get to, but right here I'm just cutting little banner strips. This is a technique I learned from somebody else on YouTube, and it has really come in handy and saved my butt so many times, because if I tried to freehand banners, it would be terrible. So if you don't know this trick, just kind of fold in the edges of the bottom of your paper and do a cut at a diagonal, and you'll get a cool little triangle piece cut out at the bottom. Sorry for the blur. Sometimes it goes back and forth. It's crazy. It's crazy. So here I'm just adhering those pattern papers, which those were not branding strips. Those were just like extra pieces that I had. So I'm just going to adhere them at the top. I'm trying to do things in sort of a diagonal. So in that top corner, that's where I'm going to have a cluster. And I'm going to put that lucky, lucky, lucky thing there. And then if you go down the diagonal toward the bottom, what's my direction? The bottom right, that's where the photo and the larger cluster is going to be. So here I've decided that I'm cutting down the lucky, lucky, lucky card. That way I can back it against that pattern paper, and then it just kind of pops a little bit more against the white, because that pattern paper is brown, and it also coincides with a pattern paper strip that's at the bottom of the page, so I'm kind of tying that in. That eye pattern paper I'm tying in again. The colors from that geometric pattern paper I'm sort of tying in with the other banner that's up on the top. This is a really cool collection. I think it's the Photo Play Freebird collection. Really, really awesome. And there are the stickers that go with it. I love the sticker sheets. I actually still have some of those stickers to use. So that little sticker says count your blessings. And I figured that was appropriate because if you're lucky, you are blessed with something. And here, I'm not going to use that bicycle, but I have a bunch of random bicycle embellishments and stuff. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to put those all together and save them. And eventually, I'm going to have something that I can use bicycle embellishments with, I'm sure. Maybe my daughter will eventually get a bicycle and I will save those like a crazy person, a crazy scrapbook hoarder person. I will save those for when she gets a bike. Could be like 5 years from now. I don't know. But I will have bicycle embellishments. So I'm also adding that little high flower cluster thingy that was created by Cheeky Studio, which is no longer in business, and that makes me really sad because they had some really cute stuff. I loved those flowers. She did amazing work with flower embellishments. I'd been saving that one to put on a card, to make my own card, and I just decided, you know what, that's never going to happen. So I used it here because I thought the colors kind of went with the colors of the pattern papers. And then I'm trying to add a couple other things. I have, I think I've mentioned this before, I have on my desk just a big stash of random embellishments, and I go through it here just like that every so often just to see if there's something in there that goes with what I'm working on. And sometimes there isn't, sometimes there is, and I get very excited because that means it's something that I'm using and I don't have to throw it away. Eventually, most of that stuff I'm just going to have to toss because I'm just not using it. It just doesn't go with anything, or I really don't like it that much. Oh man, those Vicky Bouton stickers, those were amazing. I had 2 sets of those and I used those up like super fast because they're just so amazing. So here, yeah, that's some more of the stuff, the random stuff that's in my stash. Sequins! Yes, of course I use sequins. Those are from Spiegelmom Scraps, and they are like a mermaid tail or something beachy themed. I got them to add some sparkle to a beach themed layout. I guess over the summer. Or maybe I ordered them last year, earlier this year? No, I don't remember. But those have been out on my desk as well, because sometimes I just like to add sequins to my layouts. So I'm just trying to put the sequins kind of around the same pattern of the paint splatters, to sort of add some accent and some shine to the splatters. And that's pretty much all. You're not going to see me adhere them down. I use glue dots, mini glue dots to adhere those things down, but I like to put them in place first and then go back and adhere them. But that's like incredibly boring and I don't want to bore you with any of that. So here are the close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it was inspiring with you. You'll get to see what photo I added in just a second. Thanks so much for watching and I will see you guys next time. Bye!